Hey guys, this is Mason Steele and welcome to another episode of Journey into Wild. Let's bring up the deck. It's going to be called the Egg Hunter Druid. It is a Druid deck, not a Hunter deck. It is a Egg Druid shell. You see what I did there? With a backup plan of huge Jade Idol turns near the end of the game to finish it out. So the way this works, sometime after turn 6, you're going to have one Jade Idol in your hand, and then you play Hemet. Hemet is going to absolutely annihilate your deck until it just becomes 1 to 2 Auctioneers and of course Fandral. After you play that, the next turn you're going to want to play Fandral plus whatever you have in the rest of your hand, whatever makes the most sense, whatever gives you the most tempo. And then the next turn you're going to hope Fandral survives. It's not too important that he survives, but if he does survive, even better. You're going to play an Auctioneer, and then you start chaining those Jade Idols. With Fandral out, of course, it's going to replenish itself in your deck. If not, you have to be a little bit more careful. And so the next 2 turns, you're going to play Auctioneer into Jade Idols and hopefully get some giant Jade Idols. One interaction that's important to know is if you have an Auctioneer on the board with no cards in your deck, if you go to play an Idol hoping to shuffle the cards in, you actually do take fatigue and fatigue damage before the 3 Idols go back into your deck. So watch out for that. The strengths of this deck, it's almost completely an Egg Druid, so it's going to win most of its games the same way Egg Druid does. You know, you play the eggs, you buff the eggs, you try to control the board, and then eventually you're going to get lethal with Savage Roar. The other strength of the deck is it's fun. You know, to get that Jade loop going is a fun thing to do. Now the weaknesses of this deck: not having Jeeves, not having cards that cost 4 or more. This is going to include the very important Soul of the Forest. That's a big deal to not have in an Egg Druid. So the win percentages of this deck versus standard lists, I don't know, but that's not the point. We're gonna have fun. It's gonna still be competitive. We're gonna win. We're gonna lose. And with that, let's get into the games and let's see how we do.
Must be preserved.
All right, guys. First game of the day up against another Druid. Could be another Egg Druid. We have the mirror match possibly here. We keep an egg. We get another egg. We got a way to buff the eggs. That's the deck. Got a number of things we can do on turn 2. Buffing the egg is great here because we, widen our board. Firefly is one of the cards that didn't quite make the cut in our deck. It's possible it's just better to play Firefly than something like Runic Egg. I figure we play the Runic Egg just because we're kind of a combo deck. We're trying to get to Hemet. We're trying to get to an Idol. So that's why I put that egg in there. Looks like he's more standard Egg Druid. He's got the Vicious Fledgling here. It's a kill at all costs card, so we'll go ahead and hero power it down. There are 2 Jade Idols in the deck, so you can burn 1 just for tempo. But since we do already have Hemet himself in the hand, we're going to save this Idol at all costs. So another Fledgling. Alright, so let's see what we get. Oh, that's a good draw. We'll go ahead and egg and then buff our eggs and clear him out here. Most of this game is just coming down to us going first over him. He's in a pretty frustrating position having to deal, trying to come back on the board versus our established board. He's doing his best. He's thinking, no, that's not how you don't go face against Druid. The eggs, you gotta clear everything out as much as possible. So we'll go ahead and I think we draw here. I mean, we have the choice to buff and sort of keep that 2-1, but the 2-1 versus Druid's not worth that much. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and draw here. he's got the more standard living mana. We got Hemet on 6 here. We're not going to trade. The only punish is like he's got 1 mana, so the only punish is some sort of internet play or mark. If he's got mark, it's a little bit bad for us, but not too bad. I find that giving them the mana back immediately just kind of plays into what they're already trying to do. So he does have a little bit of a punish here with the mark. He saves one of his guys, so he's going face now. Now that he has some of his mana back, we do have to go back to clearing him as much as possible here.
I'm almost out of cards.
There are quite a few, you know, low-cost spells in the deck. So even if you haven't already Hemeted, burning a Gadgetzan isn't the worst plan in the world. You know, sometimes you got to make do with what you get. So if the Hemet plan doesn't work out, you're forced to play the Auctioneer.
I'm out of cards. Behold the rage of
So you always want to play Fandral before you sort of go off. Just clear the rest of your hand out of the way, because when you Auctioneer, you want, you know, the best Auctioneer turns as possible, because they're going to kill your Auctioneer immediately. So here we get a chance to pre-feed our deck with those idols. So now when we draw from Auctioneer, we're not forced to immediately, you know, keep putting them back in.
I wonder.
He's got another living mana. So that's a little awkward. Did we die to Savage Roar here? Let's see. Well, let's just start making these things.
I'm almost out of cards.
We need some room on the board here. We need to get rid of that 1/1. The creeper is actually a little bit annoying here. We can't make more space. Alright, I might have miscounted that. I think Savage Roar does kill us here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 16, plus 3, 19. Yeah, we probably should have killed that 2/1 there. So luckily for us, we're not punished. He doesn't have Savage Roar to beat us. We don't have lethal, so we'll go ahead and clear him out here as much as possible. We got plenty of Jades in our deck, so we'll just keep making more here. Clear them out completely. And we can go ahead and feed some more idols into our deck. We won't keep going, just like sort of BMing him at this point. Just a couple. Alright, first game we actually got through to the Jade part of the deck. Not the most common way to win the game, but we'll see if we can do it again. Alright, we do have the 1-drop egg. That dragon egg, pretty much the best 1-drop for us. The buff goes with that egg greatly, and then we just have another backup egg. The eggs sort of guard against what Tempo Mage tries to do with the Flame Wakers and then Arcane Missiles. Secret Mage is a bit tough because they can explode to a crazy start, and if you're playing, you know, O1s and O2s, not the best plan. Going first, very, very important for this deck. Anytime we go first with a 1-drop into a buff, we're setting ourselves up real good. No reason to buff yet, we just develop another egg.
I'll show them.
He's got a mad scientist. So we'll go ahead and widen the board here. We buff up the egg, trade into his guy. The other play is to make a 3-2 or, you know, but this seems a little bit better. He can kill the 2-1 for free, obviously, but that takes his whole turn, basically. So double secret. The first secret was not counterspell. We haven't checked for mere entity. So this one could be counterspell. Let's go ahead and do this. We'll protect our 2-1. So not counterspell, not vaporize. So one of those is almost certainly ice block, and because we're in wild, I'm gonna guess the second secret is a duplicate or effigy. Duplicate probably more likely if he's some sort of Reno Mage. He doesn't have any sort of play. Looks like he's just pinging the 3-2. So I think we do the same thing. I think we just buff again, saving that one toughness guy from getting pinged off. So we don't have a Jade Idol yet. That's one of the things with the deck. If you play that Hemet on 6 without the Idol, you set yourself up, you know, to lose to fatigue real quick. However, it could be the best play to play a 6-mana 6/6 on 6/6/6 on turn 6 if that's the best tempo.
We're gonna be rich.
Oh, he is Reno. Okay, that's a little awkward for us. We can assume it's duplicate now, so we're definitely not gonna trade into that thing. We might just have to drop an auctioneer and go face. Yeah, it doesn't seem anything else doesn't seem great.
I got the best deals anywhere.
The eggs are nice. They protect us against AoE here.
I have no time for games.
Sylvanas, that's a bit slow. So we can definitely proc his ice block here. Is it the counter? Yeah, counterspell's gone, so we don't need to test for counterspell. We can save that to burn him actually, because the math might not work out. We might not be able to get him to 1. So we're gonna have, let's see here, a couple 6s, a couple 4s, and a 2 or a 3. That draw is interesting. Now we can play ooze and buff the ooze and draw a card.
Time to pay.
So we'll go in with these big ones first here. So we can put them to 2. I think that's good enough. With the roots, we play around Ice Barrier. It's too bad we don't get to show off our Jade package against this guy's deck. He's got a real grindy deck. It would have came in nicely here. He needs to bounce his Reno some way. Because there's no way I'm killing your Reno. Sorry, buddy. He's thinking.
What to do?
So he does have a taunt. He gives up on the Reno.
Time runs out on me.
Alright, looks like we got it.
You win.
Oh, he's not even going to make a show of the card. Okay.
Well played. I must protect the wild.
Next game against a rogue. So the rogues out on Wild. There are a lot of quest rogues out here. Also, you know, the death rattly sort of Reno style, or even just a straight up N'Zoth deck. We're gonna try keeping Hemet this time. We've been mulliganing him in the past because we just have one, and we're trying to showcase that part of the deck. We're gonna go ahead and keep it. I'm not sure that it's what you really want to do, but since we do have some 1-drops to choose from here, we're gonna keep the Hemet. Play the 2/2 here. Don't want to extend with the Living Roots against a rogue. They can, you know, hero power it over 2 turns pretty simply. If we had Mark or different sort of Power of the Wilds, then we, you know, could think about playing it early here.
Hey, do you want to buy a funnel cake?
Okay, we got an ooze. I think we just egg here and go face. The Death Rattle Rogue generally does have at least one Defender of Argus I've normally seen, so we need to watch for, you know, setting that up. But he's gonna want to clear us out. Pretty sure he'll trade here 1 for 1.
Who knows what secrets we'll uncover?
Brand's a bit scary here. Oh wow, that's a great draw. Now we can just explode here. Yep, roots into coin into mark. We are still Egg Druid after all. You know, we're gonna look almost exactly like a regular Egg Druid in a lot of these games here. The Savage Roar won't be lethal next turn.
A tale of
He gets 2 N'Zoth, alright. Lots of tasting. Ooh, okay. That's a lot of damage. So, 2, 4, 6, 8, plus 5, plus 2, 1. I think we got lethal. It's either lethal or wait, 1 off. I think either way we just do it. I think it's lethal. Actually, no, it's 26, so we're 1 off. But you know, I think we just cash this in here. We don't have anything else to do with our mana, so we're just gonna go in.
For the wild.
He could have a Sludge Belcher here, but oh no, he's done.
I must protect the wild.
Alright, last game of the day with this deck. We'll get Shaman here. We'll keep everything. We got a turn 1 egg. Alright. Well, that's a good draw. Yeah, so next turn again we have the pretty good roots into Mark. The fact that Mark of the Lotus costs 1 mana makes it so much better than Power of the Wild. Even though Power of the Wild, you know, would always make this list, the Mark being 1 mana is just so much stronger. So he doesn't have a turn 2 now. Interesting play by him to coin that draw out. So now if he storms, he actually increases the power we have on the board. We'll get a 4/4. We'll make at least a 2/1. Possibly the egg survives. So he's gonna go ahead and hex the egg, set it up to get later AoE'd. Yeah, we'll just keep buffing everything. Not much of an interesting game here, but you know, we are aggro Egg Druid. So he's gonna Yellow Storm, try to get those 3s. Let's see if he can survive here. Alright, couple survive. That's good. So we're going to Savage Roar here. Put the Mark on, and we do have lethal. That'll be it for the deck. Thanks for making it to the end of the video, guys. I have some links for more content. Please hit that subscribe button, and remember, guys, have fun on the ladder, and I will see you next time.